Good morning. The recent closing of local newspapers and the laying off of broadcast reporters across the country has us thinking a lot about journalism's place in society. Political reporters, whether on Parliament Hill, at provincial legislatures, or at city councils, play an important role in informing the public about what those who control the public purse strings are doing, for good or ill. But what happens when there are few reporters left? Or even none? Story continues below advertisement. The Globe and Mail has one of the largest bureaus on Parliament Hill, and we have a network of reporters across the country, including in many provincial legislatures. We, the authors of the Daily Politics Briefing, have reached out to press galleries across Canada to get a better picture of how many journalists are dedicated to covering legislatures full-time. In most capitals, the numbers are quite low and, according to press gallery presidents, on the decline. This list includes those who work for newspapers, broadcast outlets, wire services and more. In some places the numbers include journalists who hold press gallery passes, but only cover politics for the weeks when the legislature is sitting. The numbers do not include those who cover provincial politics from outside the capital cities. And one more caveat: on big days, such as a provincial budget, the number of journalists in town may temporarily swell. But day to day. British Columbia. Population, 4.8 million. Annual spending, $48.7 billion. Legislators, 87 legislative reporters, 18. Alberta population, 4.3 million. Annual spending, $54.9 billion. Legislators, 87 legislative reporters, 5. 10 when it sits, Saskatchewan. Population, 1.2 million. Annual spending, $14.8 billion. Legislators, 61 legislative reporters, 1 asterisk. Karen Breer, president of the Saskatchewan Press Gallery, said there are no reporters who cover only the legislature full-time. However, David Fraser of the Regina Leader-Post says he spends most of his time at the legislature and is often the only one at committee meetings. Manitoba population, 1.3 million. Annual spending, $17.1 billion. Legislators, 57 legislative reporters, 6. Story continues below advertisement. Story continues below advertisement. Ontario population, 14 million. Annual spending, $141 billion. Legislators, 107 legislative reporters, 25. Quebec population, 8.4 million. Annual spending, $104 billion. Legislators, 125 legislative reporters, 41. New Brunswick population, 760,000. Annual spending, $9.4 billion. Legislators, 49 legislative reporters, 9. Nova Scotia population, 954,000. Annual spending, $10.5 billion. Legislators, 51 legislative reporters, 5. Prince Edward Island population, 152,000. Annual spending, $1.8 billion. Legislators, 27 legislative reporters, 2. Newfoundland and Labrador. Population, 529,000. Annual spending, $8.4 billion. Legislators, 40 legislative reporters, 4. Story continues below advertisement. The takeaway? In most legislatures in Canada, journalists are outnumbered by politicians and their staff by an order of magnitude. And it may get worse.